Hey guys, this is Luminous coming at you with DCDH #1 Dota commentaries, Dota help, and it's a new thing that I'm trying to develop here, and it's really geared towards of helping newer players, new to Dota, to improve and be better. And DCDH, the primary focus of this is improving tiny little details and extending it to your everyday gameplay and how you could adapt and become a better Dota player in general. Now, all of these little things I will be telling you throughout all these DCDHs won't simply make you become the next Kuroki, the next, ZSMJ and all that stuff. What it really would help you is actually help you think about the game and look at the game in more or less the quote-unquote the right way. And don't get me wrong here, I'm not a Dota master by all means. I just watch a lot of replays, I think about the game a lot. And coincidentally, I have just a lot of experience, and I think some of the newer players could appreciate that. So, more or less, I'm just kind of sharing the knowledge, I guess. So, what I'm gonna do here is type of single player and have a go. Today, I'm gonna talk about buying. Now, buying, it's basically what it is. You have gold and you buy stuff, but there's a lot of intricate details when it comes to buying that not many people either A, know about, or B, even if they know about it, they don't apply it. So again, this is not gonna make you gosu. What this is gonna try to do is make you think about the game in a new light, hopefully. And I'm just gonna insert some codes, get my teleportation up, get my bird. Cool. Now, let me type clear so you can see the screen better. The first thing in every game that I play Dota, I start hotkeying stuff. You hotkey things stuff like crazy. Of course, your hero is automatically hotkeyed. When you press F1 twice, it will jump automatically back to your hero as doing so. Hotkeyed. And that's cool. Like, that's a hotkey you're saving. But these shops that we're using for buying, it's definitely a good idea to hotkey this. So I'm just telling you my personal experience. I'm hotkeying this shop at 1, this shop at 2, and the third hotkey I'm using is whatever, depending on the hero I'm gonna use. So generally I'm figuring out I go treads very early. I want to rush that tread, so it's a good idea to rush to hotkey this shop. And you hotkey the chicken or the crow at hotkey 4. And the circle power hotkey 5. If you don't know how to hotkey, you simply select the shop that you want to hotkey, hit the control button, and any of your number keys on the top. So let's say I want to hotkey this at 1. Hit control and hit 1. Next time you double tap 1, there you go. Key is selected. So now a lot of the more pro players, if you will, are already familiar with the hotkeys, and they're saying, you know what, Luminous, what can this help me? How can I really improve Dota by just simply hotkeying? Well, I mean, the general good things about hotkey is that it saves you a lot of time. Well, let's apply it right now since I'm playing Warcraft 3. Teleport in lane, and a lot of times you're in lane, you're trying your best to last it, you're trying your best to harass, and then to take as little damage as possible. And a lot of times, when you get to your 600 gold, 500 gold, you just, here's a lot of players I notice, they just hide in some little obscure spots that don't get hit. They move back, they start, I need a circlet. And it's good to have a salve, and then Luminous says it's good to have a TP scroll. Let me buy some of that. And it's pretty good. Let me get a boost of speed, glove of face, sweet. The next thing you know, you miss an entire wave of experience, entire wave of last hits, entire wave of denies. Your enemy hero could have been jerking off in the woods grabbing a rune. You're not noticing on the minimap because all of the time you are looking at these circlets. You're looking at the ultimate orb. Hotkeys will help you do that. Okay, I'm lasting in lane. Hey, I'm gonna Lumi last it, fail last it. Oh, Lumi last it again. But that's not the point. What I'm trying to say, hey, I'm gonna need a treads. 3, boom, treads. I'm always looking in lane. Now you saw me that was using mouse clicks. That's because I'm noob. If you have more practice, you could just well, let me see. Yeah, I do have enough go. If you're more practiced, speed, glove, 3 are treads. You only can, I'm trying to make another power treads because, anyways, you saw that. And throughout the whole time, I was looking at the minimap. Throughout the whole time, I was looking in lane. Not only will this learning the hotkey will save you a lot of time, and the fact that if you have better last hit than Luminous, which a lot of you do, you could actually stay in lane by denying, by staying in the lane by harassing, and still get your items. You notice how in all of that exchange, you never look back in your fountain. You exactly knew what you need to buy beforehand. And that's very, very important, which I'll talk about more in the later minute or so. But what I'm trying to stress, again, this is a very, very tiny thing you could just practice in single player or just start incorporating into your Dota games. It doesn't even have to be a serious game. Just start hotkeying your shops. And it's good to start learning these hotkeys on the things that you generally buy every single game. Things like Circlet, things like GG branches, tread parts are really good to learn. Things like Glove of Haste, Boots of Speed, Sobi Max, Dagger. It's really, really good to learn these recipes. If you want to get really into it, it's starting to get to learn recipes in here because you use it a lot. Maybe in the higher recipes, in more of the more important items, such as building a Yasha, building a Manta style. It's good to know that, hey, I need a Yasha, I'm gonna hit E and Y. I don't have enough gold. Let me get more gold. So hitting E and Y, I need Yasha. So it's little things like this that will improve your gameplay. It'll shave a couple seconds of your time, and keep in mind that the entire time you're looking in lane, and that's the most important thing about hotkeying. Now, you may be saying, yeah, Luminous, I already do that, cool, why are you wasting 3 minutes of my time? Now, if you're ghosted with the hotkeys, kudos to you. And let me make my goal more realistic, like I'm actually playing this game. I'm gonna take off 88,000. So 3 minutes in, I have 200 gold, I've been buying stuff. And suddenly, 3 mofo coming to gank me. One coming from here, one coming from here, and one's in lane, and they're ganking me. Obviously, there's a Sven Stormbolt, Vengeful Sphere, Magic Missile. I'm dead. Like, there's nothing a Furion could do. He can't blink, he can't do fancy jukes. I'm dead. I have no movement speed. And a lot of players just say, oh shit, I'm dead. Okay, well, too bad. Flame my teammate for not calling missing. The thing you should focus on when you're getting ganked like this is use your hotkey number 1. That's why I love using hotkey number 1. Look at your gold. You're sitting at 290 something. You have gold to spend. Spend it now. Guess what? When you're dead, all that gold, you lose gold when you die. You're gonna lose a majority amount of that gold. Well, might as well spend it before you die. So hotkey 1, start kicking on teleport scroll, and maybe I need a clarity, maybe I need a salve. I already spent a lot of gold. You see, I was spending gold like crazy already. This is what I mean, right? When you're dying, might as well just spend the gold. And it's very, very important for especially support players to jam at these wards before you die. Because generally when you die, you lose around 200 gold. If you could keep your gold count extremely low, preferably at 0, it's like playing StarCraft. It's playing like Warcraft. You generally want to keep your gold resource extremely low. Now, of course, unless you're saving for Sacred Relic, Blade of Alacrity, a Boots of Travel recipe, then you gotta save a gold. But generally for support players, or especially during early games where you have to spend a lot of gold on small components, generally you should want to keep your gold count at very, very low. That's because you don't lose any gold when you die. Basically, sort of. When you're sitting 0 gold, you don't lose any gold. So, when I'm a support player, I'm getting ganked. Hey, hotkey number 1, start spamming this. And, just here's what Lumi does when he gets ganked when he's on bench. I right click towards space, hit 1, and start, going crazy and all this shit. Like, and guess what? Okay, sure, if you bought like 8 TP scrolls, well, that's an over-exaggeration. If you buy 3 TP scroll, you're not going to use it all at once at that point. It'll last you through the game. If you buy tangles, 5 minutes in tangle is very, very useful. If you buy self, hey, even if you don't need it, leave it on the crow. So if your solo mate gets ganked, if your carry player in a different lane gets ganked, they could use the consumables. And ain't nothing wrong about sharing consumables with your teammate. And that's one application of hotkeys that I don't see a lot of players do. When they get ganked, they get panic, and they die, and that's at the end of story. So one thing I really want you guys to take away from this is that you could really use hotkeys before you're dead and just abuse the crap out of it. And I'm starting to beat a dead horse, but really, now this is I'm not telling you to say, well, okay, if I buy before I die, this would, you know, make me a Dota player, better Dota player, blah blah blah. I'm not telling you that. What I'm telling you is that if you're using hotkeys, it will definitely improve your reaction rate. You already know exactly what you need to buy before you buy it, and that's very important. Things like buying gloves of haste, things like blind wards, you already know, like, because a lot of times you look like you're browsing, you know, in a supermarket. Okay, I'm gonna need some circlets, yeah, and you know, blah 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 blah, and you waste a lot of time doing so. And the fact that you improve your reaction rate by getting ganked and then start buying like crazy, you improve your reaction rate by staying in lane, keep looking at the mini map, keep looking at the screen, and still buying. These are tiny little things that separates, you know, just your average players from the very good players. And having good reaction rate is a very key component of, you know, being in a Dota game. So it's just a little bit a tip where it could help you out. Now the second thing of buying is that using what I want to talk about is using waypoint to buy. For the players that do know what a waypoint is that holding down a shift key on your keyboard and starts setting waypoints. There's a waypoint, there's a waypoint, there's a waypoint, there's a waypoint. You can see that Furion here is actually following all those waypoints, you know, going through whatever path he's possibly can take, and just following the waypoint. Now the waypoint is generally really good in battle, in terms of focusing. Well, it's a really good jungling technique. It's usually good for using your blink dagger on sanking ultis, but generally in Dota you don't use a waypoint a lot, and I think it's a shame because waypoint is a thing could help you micromanage. Personally, in buying, the waypoint I use the most is in the silence. If I'm running back here, for example, if I'm running back here, there's a line of creep breathing my neck, but I want to get here. Let me get some more gold because I need gold to buy. Yeah, you know, I'm running back, but I need to get shreds. So here's exactly what I'm gonna do. Waypoints. I'm gonna get shreds, blah blah blah. You know, I set the waypoint wrong because I was spam clicking. My hero went in here. You can see that my hero just made a circle around, and I got some shreds. Now, in a situation I see a lot is that, okay, I'm gonna go back and buy. Okay, hold on, let me wait for the shop to acquire. I have to click this, and then click this real fast. Click, and then I have to select. This whole time Furion is still standing there like a jackass. And if your enemy is, you know, paying attention or anything, and if your enemy is paying attention, seeing a Furion in this position, you could get flanked so hard. It's a dangerous position. And the fact that, here, let me get more gold. Should get like a lot of gold. The fact that you could do this in one swift motion, if you're not luminous and you're actually good at this game, the fact that you could do this in one swift motion, bam, like by the time your Furion's out of here, you got your item, you're ready to go, you're ready back for action. Again, tiny little things that you improve your reaction rate, tiny little things that will save you a little bit, 2 or 3 seconds. And 2 or 3 seconds matter a lot in Dota, in terms of being ganked, in terms of being out of position and things like that. Tiny little things always matter. If you guys read my guide on every little bit counts, the title itself already tells you. Now waypoint, it's really good in, again, like I said, in side shop buying. Of course, there's a side shop here. Also, waypoint is good in terms of making items. For example, let's say I have a circlet. Let me throw it on the ground. Imagine this is my circle of power, because my circle power is full of crap. And you know, imagine this is my Furion hero. You don't have to say, okay, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on that to make it a circle. You could say boom, 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 boom. Using waypoints to build your item quicker. Waypoint, there's a lot of different ways to apply to Dota, but I personally don't see a lot of players doing that. And again, it shaves a couple seconds off your gameplay, which is really, really important. Now again, if you say, okay, well, I already use waypoints, why am I not Kurogi? What using waypoint is actually good at, it's good for building by step-by-step thinking process.